How to raise guinea fowl. There are many benefits to raising guinea fowl. These unusual birds act as guards, alerting you with lots of noise whenever a stranger approaches. They eat many of the unwanted pests that may inhabit your yard, but they tend to leave your plants alone. They also provide delicious eggs and tasty and nutritious meat. Adult guinea fowl are fairly low maintenance, although raising Keets, baby guineas, is much more involved. If you decide to raise guineas, make sure you know what's involved before you get started. Part 1: Making preparations for your new guinea fowl. One, know the downfalls. There are many benefits to raising guinea fowl, but there are also a few downfalls to keep in mind when determining whether or not these birds are right for your property. They are noisy, so your neighbors might not appreciate your new flock. It is possible to keep guinea fowl penned, but they much prefer to roam freely. The more space you have to allow your guineas to roam, the happier they will be. They are not as tame as chickens, and they are hard to catch if you let them roam. 2. Have a coop. Make sure you have a fully enclosed coop ready before you bring your new guinea fowl home. They can fly, so they will escape if they are not kept in an enclosed coop. Even if you plan to let your guineas roam freely, you will need the coop to get started. Your coop should provide at least 3 to 4 square feet of space per bird. You should provide more space if you do not plan on allowing them to roam freely after the training period. Be sure to provide food and water in the coop, as well as clean bedding on the floor and perches for your birds to roost on. 3. Consider providing a nighttime shelter. Once your guineas are free roaming, you do not need to provide them with a shelter, but doing so can help protect them against predators like foxes and owls. If you don't provide a shelter, your guineas will roost in the trees at night. A shelter is different from a coop in that it allows the guineas to come and go as they please. Your shelter can be as simple as a 3-sided shed with a wire front. Be sure to put a perch near the back of the shelter that is long enough so that each bird has several inches of space to roost. Make sure the space is dry and has clean bedding on the floor. Provide a light in the shelter. As guineas don't like entering dark buildings, it's best for your shelter to have 2 entries to prevent more dominant guineas from blocking the entrance. If you want to provide even more protection, you can keep your guineas in a coop at night. To keep them inside, cover the top with wire. If they are not free-roaming guineas, you can clip their wings to prevent them from flying away. 4. Choose your birds. Once you have a space designated for your guineas, it's time to choose your birds. You can buy them from local breeders, feed stores, or online sellers. You can choose to buy adult guineas if you want, but they will be easier to tame if you raise them. From Keets, guinea fowl are available in a variety of purebred colors, but many of the birds are crossbred, resulting in multicolored feathers. The feather color is the only difference between the different varieties. Guineas are monogamous creatures, so it's best buy them in male-female pairs. It's very tricky to tell male and female guineas apart, but it is possible if you look for these 3 things. Males have larger wattles than females. Males make a single-syllable sound, while females make a 2-syllable sound. Males have a narrower opening between their pelvic bones than females. If you hold the guinea under one arm and use your free hand to feel the bones, you should notice a distance of about 2 fingers on males and 3 fingers on females. Part 2: Caring for adult guinea fowl. One. Acclimate your guineas. Your guineas will need a little time to get used to their new home before you allow them to roam free. Keep them in the coop for at least 1 week. Once they've acclimated, they will most likely return to their home, so you can let them roam, even if your guineas fly away at first. They will more than likely return home to roost at night. To help get your guineas accustomed to returning home at night, feed them in their shelter in the evenings. 2. Offer food and water. Guinea fowl are very easy to feed, although their dietary needs will depend upon whether you keep them penned or allow them to roam and forage. When allowed to roam, guinea fowl will eat all sorts of critters in your yard, including ticks, grasshoppers, spiders, and small snakes. You don't need to provide them with any additional food, except some mixed grains in their shelter at night if you want to encourage them to spend the night there. If you keep your guineas penned, feed them store-bought chicken feed, 1 pound per day for every 6 guineas. To increase egg production, switch them to a higher protein feed formulated for turkeys and wild fowl in February, which is just before the beginning of egg-laying season. Your guineas will also rely on you to provide a constant source of fresh water. You can buy a waterer for poultry, which holds a large amount of water and dispenses it little by little into a small dish. Keep in mind that it will need to be heated to keep the water from freezing if you live in a cold climate. 3. Collect eggs. Because guineas roam free, they can build their nests and lay their eggs almost anywhere. In order to find them, follow them at a distance during the mid-morning to early afternoon hours, when they are most likely to lay eggs. Once you've identified a nest, wait for the bird to leave and gather some eggs. Unlike chickens, guineas lay eggs seasonally, so you'll only have them between March and May. Guineas make their nests on the ground, but they like to try to conceal them with tall grasses. They also share their nests with other guineas frequently. Taking all of the eggs may discourage the hen from laying more in that nest, so always leave a few behind. Part 3: Raising Keets. One. Be prepared to intervene. Guinea fowl are not very good at taking care of their delicate little Keets, so you will have to put in some work to raise them. If you notice that a nest has been abandoned, move the eggs to an incubator right away. You can use a store-bought incubator, following the instructions for incubating turkey or pheasant eggs. If no specific instructions are provided for guinea eggs, the incubation period is between 26 and 28 days. Once the Keets hatch, you will need to care for them until they have fully developed feathers and can be released with the rest of the flock. If you also raise chickens, a broody hen can be used to hatch the eggs and raise the Keets. Turkeys can also make suitable replacement mothers. When you release the Keets, keep them confined to their outdoor coop for at least a week so they will get used to their new home. 2. Create a safe home for the Keets. You will need to keep the Keets contained in a box for the first 6 to 8 weeks. A 16 inches by 28 inches box will provide enough space for about 15 Keets. Keets are very delicate, so be sure to provide adequate space for them to prevent trampling. If they appear to be overcrowded, move them to a larger box. Keets can escape through very fine wire mesh, so it's best to keep them in a container with solid sides, like a sturdy cardboard box. They will be jumping in no time. So make sure you cover the box with a screen. Keep the box lined with clean paper towels for the first few days, and then switch to wood shavings. They need a textured surface to prevent them from slipping and injuring their legs, so don't line the box with newspaper. 3. Keep it warm. Keets need to be kept nice and toasty, so use a heating lamp to maintain a constant temperature in their container. It should be 95 degrees Fahrenheit for the first week. You can then lower the temperature by 5 degrees each week until the temperature in their box is the same as the temperature outside. 4. Provide food. Feed your Keets a store-bought food containing 24% to 26% protein for the first 5 weeks, and then switch to a mixture containing 18% to 20% protein for the next 3 weeks. You can use food that is formulated for other types of poultry, such as chickens and turkeys, as long as it has the correct protein content. Hand feed the Keets to get them used to you. 5. Provide water. Be sure to provide your Keets with a steady source of fresh, warm water. They don't tolerate cold water well. Providing a jar of water with a watering base is a great way to make sure they always have enough water to drink and that they never have enough water to drown in. 6. Keep them clean. Keets may get dried feces stuck to their feet or bottoms. This can cause a variety of complications, so be sure to clean them right away. To do so, wipe the area with a moist cotton ball or soak the area in warm soapy water. Be very gentle. Scraping or picking the feces off of the Keets may cause injury. To prevent this from happening in the first place, make sure to change the lining in the box frequently.
Tips.
You can raise guineas side by side with chickens. Doing so may actually help make your guineas tamer. Be sure to check with your local zoning board to find out if you are permitted to raise guinea fowl on your property before you start.
Warnings.
If you ever need to catch a guinea, grab it with both hands on top of its wings. Grabbing it by its legs can cause injury. Don't keep male guineas and roosters confined together full-time. The guineas will harass the roosters,